All right, good morning. Hope you guys had a good night's sleep and you're ready to begin. Today's video is going to be approximately 8 to 9 minutes, maybe 10, but it's very important you watch this entire video as we're going to do some of the work together so you know what to expect. Your tests have been graded. All of the tests that were sent to me, all of your grades are on Google Classroom, and they will all be in the parent portal within the next couple days when I do report cards and get those sent out to you. If you did not get to that test yet, I need that test ASAP because I'm going to start your report cards in the next probably hour. So please get those tests to me, and make sure if you haven't already posted your work. That's really the most important part. All right, so welcome to Unit 9. We're on page 30. If you want to open up your books to Unit 9, it's something called Inequalities. And it's actually one of my favorite units because, as you can see, it's pretty darn short. So we're going to do 5 lessons. We'll have a review, and we'll take our next virtual test, and we'll move on. But before we get started, I want to throw out a couple shout-outs. These are some hard-working students, A, but B, they've kind of turned it up a little bit, knowing that virtual teaching and virtual learning is hard to do. So I want to throw out some attention to my friend Cody F., Ruby in first period, along with Ava, Rain. We've got Cannon in third period, and Adifa. Adifa, I noticed you're really working hard, and your test and all the work you just sent me was fantastic. So keep up the good work. All right, so let's get started on inequalities. Would you do me a favor and turn to our first lesson on inequalities? We're going to be on page 32. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I want to introduce to you the word inequality. Well, what's interesting is inside the word inequality is the word equal. So we're going to be doing some things with equations like we did when it had an equal sign, but we're going to be using these symbols. These symbols here are called inequality symbols. You might know this one and this one. So this one is less than, and this one is greater than. I know when you were in elementary school, they always said like the alligator or the Pac-Man mouth ate the larger number. You're more than welcome to think of it that way. I think of it as using my hands. I put my hands up in front of me. I know you can't really see. Let me back it up a little bit. And my left hand makes an L. And my right hand, well, it doesn't really. It gives like a backwards L, but it doesn't make an L. So when you put your hands up, this one here would have to be made with my left hand, and that's why it's called less than. But again, you can be a Pac-Man person if you want. So we have less than or equal to, we have greater than or equal to. And you'll notice the difference. This just has that half of an equal sign. So it's borrowing what you already know and adding a little bit extra, and we'll talk about that today. All right, so let's get to a warm-up. I'm going to read you 2 quick phrases. You tell me which one's greater, the score after 2 goals or the score after 3 goals. I'd assume the team that has 3 goals is winning. They have more points. So I'm going to use the inequality symbol, less than. So that's red. 2 is less than 3. And if you're a Pac-Man person, well, it's eating the bigger number. There you go. Let's go to the second one. The cost to download 1 song and the cost to download 2. Well, obviously, again, 2 is greater than 1. So I'm going to use less than again because 1 is less than 2. All right. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at this third one. The outside temperature in summer and the outside temperature in winter. Well, I'm assuming summer is usually going to be warmer, so I'm going to use summer temperatures are going to be greater than winter temperatures. Not always, but for the most part. So I've created a cheat table, and I've included it in your books. So we have some familiar phrases for this inequality symbol. Smaller than, less than, below. We've got some for this greater than. We have more than, greater than, larger than, or above. And then we've got some new ones. We've got this little less than or equal to symbol. We can see words like maximum, at most, is not more than, is not greater than. And the last one, greater than or equal to, you might see words like minimum, at least, and is not less than. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add greater than, and if you could too, that'd be great. Greater than or equal to. That's going to be the last one. And then on this one here, I'm going to do less than or equal to, just so I have both of those for later on, because I might use that table to help me. All right, now do me a favor. Anytime you want, pause this video. So this way I can keep going and you can pause anytime you want. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this little cheat table to help us on some translation. So let's take a look at number 1. Emma needs to score at least an 83 on her next social studies test to earn an A in the class. Write an inequality to represent the situation. Okay, so what would we put for Emma? I need a variable. E. Good. She needs at least an 83. So that means she could have an 83, an 84, an 85. Would you go ahead and look up at our cheat table? Do you see the words at least anywhere? I do. Greater than or equal to. So really what that means, and I'm going to write it, E is greater than or equal to 83. What that means is any number 83 or greater will work. So some that would work are like 83, 84, 85, ... And that just means they keep going. So these are just some examples that would work. That would get Emma her A in social studies. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at number 2. Again, pause me at any time if you need a little more time to finish up a problem. Todd caught a fish that weighed less than 12 pounds. Write an inequality to represent this situation. So I need a variable for fish. F. It weighed less than 12 pounds. Let's go up to our cheat table. Do you see less than? Of course. Our less than symbol. F is less than 12. Now I know what you're thinking. Wait, then is a switch word. We've been talking about that. With inequalities, don't worry about that right now. Let's just write it as we see it. So F is less than 12. So if Todd caught a fish that weighed less than 12 pounds, did it weigh 12 pounds? No, it weighed less. So it could weigh either like 11 or 10 or 9 or anything lower. I guess all the way down to like less than 1 pound. I don't know if you'd ever say 0, if a fish could weigh 0 pounds. All right, so let's take a pause here. Why don't you pause my video and try these 4 and then unpause when you're ready. Go. Pause me now. All right, so if you paused me, good. You gave these 4 a shot. If you haven't, pause me. I'm going to write the answers to these 4. So we have Mary read at least 45 pages. At least is up here. Let's see if I can show you. At least is in the greater than or equal to box. So at least looks like that. I'm going to put my 45 above the 45. I need a variable for Mary. And I am translated. So Mary read at least 45 pages. So I'm assuming that would be what? 45, 46, 47, or larger. Okay. Number 4, and again, pause me if you need to check anything. Mark drove less than or equal to 7 miles. Here's my variable for Mark. He drove less than or equal to. Where would that be? Less than or equal to. Oh, I found it right there. Less than or equal to. So we're going to use that sign. Mark is less than or equal to 7. So he drove either 7 or 6 or 5. He didn't go over 7. Again, pause me if you need to. Let's go to number 5. Jackson rode no more than 38 miles. J for Jackson. 38 for 38. No more than. No more than. Where would that be? No more than. I like this one. Not more than. It's pretty close. So let's do less than or equal to. So if he rode no more than 38, he could ride 38, but it would have to be that or less. And all I'm doing here is I'm just writing ideas that I want you to start thinking about. If you see this sign, you know that it could be 38 because it has that equal to, but it also could be less than. And last one, number 6, twice a number, P. So twice a number means 2 times P is fewer than 7. Fewer than. Head up to our table. Do you see fewer anywhere? I don't. Do you know where that would be? I'm thinking fewer means less than, fewer than. So I would go ahead and I would put fewer right here, and maybe even go up to my table and write fewer up top. So I'm just going to marry the coefficient and the variable, and I'm going to go ahead and put 2p is less than 7. So really, this is all you need to do today. So your assignment today is to try numbers 7, 8, 9, and 10. Pause me while you're doing it. I'm just going to post the answers when you're unpaused. And then when you're ready, your homework is page 34. And all you have to do is send me page 30. Well, it's supposed to say 34. That's weird. All right. Well, page 34 looks like this. Go ahead and, when you're ready, start page 34 and send me your pictures on Google Classroom. You guys have a wonderful day. Reach out as often as you need to. Bye-bye.